Gen AI is changing how people search for information on the internet. Right? Instead of returning a list of titles and snippets, now Gen AI generates synthesized answer in natural language. So this shift has profound implications for the news industry. So news platforms do not just distribute information, they shape what you guys pay attention to and what topics you become informed about. So this is Washington Post homepage. So if you come here, you look at the articles, the headlines, and you browse to different sections, politics, opinion, style, climate, finance, business, and so on. And also there is a built-in search feature where you can actually type in keywords to find articles relevant to the topic you're interested in, because it helps you navigate the massive amounts of current and past articles in the database. Washington Post, in late 2024, they decided to launch a new AI-powered search feature that is going to replace traditional keyword-based search. But before they roll it out to all users, they decide to do A/B testing to make sure that the new AI-powered the search feature is actually outperforming the previous one. So it's called Ask the Post AI. I don't know if you ever experienced this during the A/B testing. It happened between October 1st and then November 7th in 2024. So my research team collaborated with the Washington Post Analytics and AI division to investigate some of the questions before they roll out this new feature to all users. So basically, the Gen AI search will generate a coherent narrative that summarize answer to your question, along with source article links that reflect the summary. And this technology is built using RAG, Retriever Augmented Generation. Basically, this AI system retrieves relevant articles and then generate answer grounded only in those articles. It doesn't look at the outside sources because they're afraid of creating hallucination, and the hallucination comes with a huge risk for media company. So we asked these two questions. Does the introduction of Gen AI search influence users' engagement activity on the Washington Post website? This is a very important question for them because the more engagement they have more opportunity to increase revenue through advertisement. Also, it could lead to future subscriptions, right? The second question is, how does Gen AI search affect article consumption diversity at both individual and then group level? This question is related to the concern we have about filter bubbles and the echo chambers, which lead to bipolarization of political view and views about social issues and so on. So they're also interested in whether Gen AI tool can actually mitigate these problems or could worsen or reinforce these problems. So to address these questions, we did a large-scale randomized field experiment with Washington Post. And then the experiment tracks each and every user's entire journey, the clicks, throughout these three stages. The first stage is search tab, where when users on search, whether it's a traditional keyword search or AI search, that's the page. And then the second one is search results page, and third one is individual specific article pages. So experiment is designed as follows. So user comes in and they are randomly assigned to either control group or treatment group or test group. Control group gets traditional search engine where they type in keyword, and then what they get is a ranked list of articles, primarily driven by lexical matching and then the ranking algorithms. On the other hand, the people assigned to treatment group get actually the same result as control group, but in addition to that, they get AI summary. AI summary is often is a multi-paragraphs connecting multiple subtopics, not only the core topic, but also connecting related other topics in a coherent way, and also provide the source article links that reflect both core topic as well as adjacent topics. So here are the results. I'm going to just present the two main results for now. In terms of effect of AI tool on user engagement, as you can see here, the treatment group, the users in the treatment group actually made more clicks, total page clicks during the experiment the period compared to the control group users. Okay. But more interesting story is the breakdown of this engagement activity. So we classified the pages into three types: browsing page, search page, and the article page. Browsing page is like a home page or landing page or home page of each section, politics, the finance, and climate, and so on. And search page is either keyword-based search on AI, summary search. And the article page, obviously, the specific article page. As you can see, people in the treatment group, they made fewer clicks on browsing pages. So in other words, they didn't just wander around different sections, try to find something interesting. They are more targeted and directed, goal-oriented, went to search pages more often, and then actually consume more articles. So this is a kind of meaningful shift, driven by the AI search engine. Another finding is that about the effect of AI on article consumption diversity. If you look at the table up here, so in order to assess, the measure diversity, what we did was we classified the articles into a set of topic categories using bold topic, which is an AI-powered topic modeling approach. And then we computed a Gini coefficient. The lower coefficient, Gini coefficient means that more diversity because the consumption is evenly distributed across different topics. As you can see, the test group or treatment group demonstrated lower Gini coefficients at both individual user level and also the group level as a whole. So what that means is that they are actually consuming broader categories of articles compared to the control group. So I have only 30 seconds, I guess. So implications to conclude. This study offers robust empirical evidence on how Gen AI enhances search functions in media consumption based on a large-scale field experiment. And also, Gen AI-based search features strengthen media consumption by increasing user engagement. People are staying there longer and they make more clicks. And also, they are more efficient in finding the articles they want to read, and also increase the information diversity, which is a desirable outcome that reduce the filter bubbles and then echo chambers problems. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you. I'll be happy to take questions. Okay.
So fascinating project and amazing access to the data. I think my question is that your treatment and control are not equivalent, right? That the treatment provides more information, but you don't have an effective placebo because the control is just the absence of that information. Could you talk to me about how you're thinking about that?
Yes, thank you. Excellent question. So, yeah, the field experiment is very difficult to control everything, but the design we came up with is this. So the control group has their traditional keyword search results, and then treatment group has the same as a baseline, but on top of it, they had more additional information. So I think we can attribute the result, the difference, to the additional information they had. So that's how we kind of attribute the finding to the AI summary information they additionally had. Yeah, but it's a challenge to control everything.
Thank you very much for this. I noticed when you were talking about creativity as a prompt that one of the items on the right side of the screen was an Adobe article. Were advertisements part of the content considered in terms of
Which slide are you talking about?
Back at previous, there was a question about creativity, and the right side of the screen had something about Adobe's answer to that question.
Okay.
Just one
Yeah.
last previous slide.
Previous, yeah, okay.
Okay, so what is that article on the right? Is that an Adobe advertisement or Adobe figures?
Over there. That's an article about Adobe, right? So the last, the stage is actually concrete specific article pages. Yeah.
Except that it's not a journalistic article, it's an advertisement produced by Adobe. Yes.
Oh,
That's the question.
okay. I
Content from
see.
Adobe, it says at the top.
That's maybe I took the wrong screenshot. Thank you very much for the question. Okay.
I mean, the point on information diversity is very exciting. And I just wondered about your thoughts on the mechanism behind why that occurs. Like, is that people are getting through more content faster? Like, kind of, why is that happening?
Yeah, we are in the process of identifying the mechanisms behind this, but we think AI summary, because it provides more comprehensive summary, not just in a simple list of articles, where the user's burden to actually explore different things, but with the summary they can actually appreciate and see all the related topics in one place, and then that probably leads them to explore further different related topics, otherwise impossible or difficult to do. So that's one mechanism we are looking at. And also, because of the source article links right below the summary, these are most relevant, but also representing different types of topics that relate to each other. So that kind of leads to the users more exploration of different topics, but we are in the process of identifying those mechanisms.
If you go to the next page, I may have a question.
Previous page?
The
Next page.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm interested as to why the control group got an article. Oh, okay, never mind. It doesn't.
Yeah, the same
I
results.
saw
Yeah.
something
Okay.
where the article suggested were not what the control group received as their primary article. I was interested. Yeah, that was maybe on another slide.
Okay. Any other questions? Right. Okay.
I have a much more simple-minded question. Given that your statistics showed that sports is the second most popular topic at the Washington Post, why did the Post decide to abandon that section essentially?
It's me. I'll ask them about that. But thank you for the question. All right. Okay. So thank you.